As I run away from Toby, I could have gone anywhere, to the main street, to the police station, anywhere that he couldn't get me. But instead, I made the stupid mistake of running back to the house. I rushed to my door and opened it, hurrying inside, slamming it shut, locking it and removing the key. I peeped out the room window. I didn't see him. Phew, thank God. However, I did not check the door's small window, so I suddenly hear sharp tapping, casting me to gasp and push my weight against the door, leaning my back on it. This time, the tapping happens again, only louder. Ding dong. He chuckles, causing me to whine and grind my teeth as I try to stay hidden and quiet. I know you can hear me. He growls as he taps in more repeatedly. The sound of his metal hatchet against the wooden door sent chills up my spine. Open up the door. I only want to play a little. He yells as a louder than tapping sound is made with the door. I inhale sharply, trying to remain calm. Ding dong. You can't keep me waiting. He remarks as scratching sounds of his hatchet appear against the wooden frame. It's already too late for you to try and run away. I scream as a hard banging comes from behind the door, causing me to move away. Turning to face the window, I gasp harshly, and fear grows over as his shadowy figure steps into view of the glass, his menacing expression glaring at me. I see you through the window. He coos with an evil grin as he tilts his head, raising his hatchet to tap over and over, his other hand placed flat on the glass. Our eyes lock together as his grin grows. I begin to panic as I watch him insanely twitch over and over. I can sense your horror. He raises his hatchet, smashes it against the window, causing the glass to shatter, also causing another scream to erupt from me. Though I'd like to see it closer, he yells as he steps into the room, onto the shattered glass, heading quickly in my direction. I turn and make a run for it upstairs. I head to my room and lock the door, hiding in my wardrobe, keeping my breath as still and quiet as possible. I listen as I hear him make his way upstairs. Ding dong, here I come to find you. Come on, Meow. Let's play a little game and have fun. I quivered to the thought of his fun being the complete opposite to mine, and his involving the death of me. I listen as his footsteps get louder and louder across the hall. Where is it you've gone to, Meow? I can hear your sharp breaths. He chuckles, causing my heart to race. I thought my breathing was controlled, but he could obviously still hear it. I tried to hold my breath, but I was too scared and just needed air. Just wait. You can't hide from me, Mel. I'm coming. As all grows quiet, I begin to calm, but suddenly gasp and hold my breath as I hear loud tapping on my bedroom door. Knock, knock. I'm at your door now, Mel, and I'm coming in. I don't need to ask permission. Suddenly, his hatchet blade comes crashing against the wood, poking out into my room, from which I could just about see. It was like a movie. He just kept smashing my door with his hatchet over and over, causing me to jump and flinch after every blow until it finally falls flat off its hinges. Knock, knock. Where is it you've hid, Mel? This game of hide and seek's about to end. He yells evilly with a psychotic laugh, causing me to hold my breath and lean back, tears streaming down my face and into my hands as my palms cover my mouth and nose. I watch as he stalks over to my bed, slowly crouching before ripping off the sheet, looking underneath my bed. You're not here, I wonder. Could you be inside the closet? He hollers, throwing his hatchet, causing it to come smashing into the wardrobe door. I couldn't help scream, my lungs in terror as the blade lays between my eyes, inches away from my face. I have found you. You were hiding here? He chuckles over and over, getting louder and louder as he confidently walks over, yanking the hatchet out of the door, causing the doors to swing open and another scream come from me as I crouch to shield myself. Finally found you, dear. He grins widely, his fingers reaching and latching around my throat as he grabs me and drags me out of the wardrobe, holding me in the air just by my neck as my feet leave the ground. I grasp for air as his grip tightens around my throat. Looks like I have won. Now you're it. My eyes weep majorly as I gasp for oxygen as Toby holds me in the air by a tight grip which increased in strength every second I was raised. Toby, please, you're hurting me. I manage to speak between every gasp I make. I try my best to make eye contact with him, but I was raised too high and I could barely breathe, to even move my eyes to meet his. All I could do was cry. Look at you. You're a mess. Pathetic. Crying over death. Don't worry. Dying isn't that bad. This earth is hell. I'm doing you a favor. He growls, raising his hatchet with his other hand. I thought he was just going to strangle me, but I was wrong. I had to do something. I couldn't let him just slice me open like a pig for slaughter. Using all the energy I can, I kick him straight in the gut, winding him, causing him to drop both me and his hatchet. Gasping for air, I quickly grab his weapon and weakly stand to my feet. Wheezing and panting, he too stands up, holding his stomach. You fucking cow! He yells, but before he could lash out at me, I hold his hatchet out at him threateningly, causing him to stop. I wanted him to feel afraid, that he was defenseless, and that I had his only weapon. But instead he laughs, louder than expected. It was so psychotic it sent chills down my spine. What are you gonna do? Huh, Mel? Huh? His sudden raise in voice caused me to flinch and jump, almost dropping the hatchet, so I back away to gain more confidence in myself. But he steps closer, causing me to move back even more. What? You're gonna cut me? Or are you gonna slice me? I know. You're gonna hack me to death. His voice jolted and raised every time he spoke, moving closer and closer, causing me to back away. My hands shook as I gripped the hatchet in my sweaty palms, but I suddenly stop once my back hits the wall. As he moves closer, I go to make a run to the side out of the way, but he pushes me back, placing his hands on the wall either side of my shoulder, blocking my exit. I stare at him weakly as my body trembles and my eyes fill to tears as I hold the hatchet blade against his chest. Toby, please. I don't want to hurt you. It was so hard to get my words out because my cries and sorrow and fear got in the way. My speech was so broken and shaky, full of sadness and horror as I stare into his dark, shadowy eyes. But my terror just causes him to form a white, toothy grin in his expression. I can smell your fear, Mel, and it smells amazing. He chuckles, diving his nose into my skin, deepening in the crevices of my neck, inhaling the scent of my flesh, causing me to whimper like a frightened puppy. But this only made him laugh, his hot breath against my skin. Toby, please. You said you loved me. I know that side of you is in there somewhere. The real Toby Rudge. I try to reach him, but I shriek, interrupting myself when he slams his hands against the walls beside me, cowering a little as he leans back to glare at me. That Toby doesn't exist. It's me, and only me. I am Toby Rogers. This is not the Toby I know. You know nothing. What about all the time we spent together these last months? Where's that Toby? That Toby does not exist. Don't you get it? You sorry, weak, pathetic, stupid little mongrel. It was all an act. I wanted to use you for your mind-reading power. And if I couldn't, I was going to kill you. His words hit me hard. Really hard. All this time he had been lying to me. But when I thought about it, his statements didn't quite match. So that time, in that abandoned facility, I saw your goggles and mouth guard. You were going to kill me, weren't you? But why didn't you? You let me leave and save me from those other murders. Why? If I meant nothing to you, why didn't you kill me? And our time together the other night. That was the best night of my life. You can't tell me that was fake. That's enough. He yells furiously, punching his fist through the wall beside my face, causing a large hole. I couldn't help but shriek. I was waiting for Toby to make some sort of remark, but he doesn't. Instead, he just stands panting, his head hanging low. Toby, I know somewhere inside of you is the part of you that cares for me. You mean nothing to me. Toby, I know that's not true. There was a pause. Toby's head slowly rises as his shadowy eyes lock with mine. His face showed so many mixed emotions. Anger, sadness, hatred, sorrow, and just generally broken. But his figure was so dark, it was hard to tell which he was showing most, but suddenly, something drops from his face and lands on my shoe. It was water. No, not water. A tear? I slowly and carefully placed down the hatchet, placing my hands back up to cup Toby's face and lift his head to me with mine more. Toby, no matter what, I still love you. Let me help you. He grinds his teeth and prides his head from my hands. Leave. He orders, but I was so confused. I just stare at him as he stands back, lowering his arms. I said, leave. Get out of my sight. Run away from here, far away. Do not come back, or they'll kill you. Toby, I'm not going anywhere. Whoever they is, I won't let them hurt you for letting me go. Come with me. We'll run away together. Don't you get it? I can't leave. They'll find me. They'll hunt me down and find me and kill me. I'll be in less trouble if I let you leave than if I leave with you. Then we won't leave. I won't leave. What is wrong with you? I'm saving your fucking life, which I should have ended already. Just leave. Oh, Toby. What are we gonna do with you? Seems even after Painter's punishment, you still ignore orders. We turned towards the door to see 3 people standing there. The man I've seen once before who had the cut smile on his face. The other man I saw with the crowbar, and someone else I've never seen before. He too wore a mask, but it was blue with black dripping from the eyes. Without warning, the lights suddenly turned out, leaving us in complete darkness. I was completely blind. I feel someone grab me, cloth-like material shoved inside my mouth, and also hearing rustling and thumping around me. When the lights suddenly turned back on, I was being held by 2 guys wearing the masks, pinning my arms, and had also gagged my mouth, preventing me from talking. The guy with the smile currently held the knife to Toby's throat directly in front of me. Now, Toby, we gagged this bitch so she can no longer manipulate you with her poisoned words. She's trying to get in your head, to put you off. I watched in fear as the carved-faced man hands Toby his hatchet, forcing him to grip it tightly. All you got to do is slice her open a few times, and we'll be done. We can go home. Slender will be proud you completed this mission. I watched the 2 figures closely as my visions blurred due to the tears falling from my eyes, holding their position, not yet falling down my cheeks. Come on, Toby. Ignore whatever you had with her. Imagine it's your father. Remember what he did to you and your mother? Your poor sister? He didn't even care. I flinch as Toby's head suddenly twitches, his eyes gleaming with hatred. I remembered his story from a line. His father was a terrible man. The cut-faced murderer knew this would cause Toby to snap. His force on the knife against Toby's neck loosens as Toby growls, tightening his grip on his hatchet as he twitches, his neck eerily clicking with each tick. You could hear his teeth harshly grinding together as he snarled, his glare fixed on my shaking person. More tears filling my eye sockets as my panic increases by the second. Come on, Toby. Kill it. Imagine it to be your father. Make it as painful as it deserves. Slender will be proud. The cut smile murderer continues to edge Toby on more and more, repeatedly referring to me as it, to prevent any emotion of me being a helpless person from overriding his actions, but also making him believe I was his father, causing his urge to kill me to be even greater. I jump as Toby snaps himself out of the cut-faced man's grip, slowly and creepily tilting his head, his neck creating a painful snapping or clicking sound, making me flinch and his whine behind the gag as my tears begin to overflow. Remember, Toby, you've been eager for Slender's attention. This will surely get it. The man chuckles. The other 2 masked figures, currently restraining me, also chuckle. What was so funny? But my question was soon answered as one of these pricks decided to talk in their head. Poor Toby. Slender isn't going to be proud. He's already searching for Toby to kill him. Whether he kills this chick or not, he's dead meat. But she'll still die at the hands of me. The figure with the cut smile laughs to himself evilly as he watches Toby. I knew it was his mind. I had just read it. I needed to warn Toby, but how? I was gagged. I began to panic more. My heart rate increased, pounding out of my chest, my impulse booming in my ears as my blood pressure rises. My body began to sweat and my breathing struggled, also causing me to hyperventilate. My entire body began to shake and tremble as Toby slowly made his way towards me, twisting his tight grip around his hatchet, causing deep but squeaky sounds to be made. Soon enough, I couldn't hold my tears. He had reached my person. Standing directly in front of me, our noses practically touching as his hot breath engulfs my face. My breathing becomes louder and louder behind the gags as my body rocks back and forth, jaggedly due to my shaky breathing. My gasp for air during my crying and breathless moments and my whines could be heard in the quiet room as Toby glares into my eyes, not moving a muscle. The sounds of my gasps and whines became louder and louder, shakier and shakier. I couldn't stop my tears streaming down my face as my cries echo but also muffle behind the gag. However, I couldn't help but let out muffled shrieks of fear, watching as Toby's body shudder as he laughs, deeply and low with a menacing grin. His pupils constrict of the smallest of sizes. I had never seen his or anyone's eyes like this, not even animals. His hatchet slowly raises in front of me, though his body and face remain extremely still. Only his arm moved as the blade draws closer to my face, hovering over my right eye.